Hey, welcome back to the Todd and Erin Daily Stream. Erin here. I had the chance to talk to Dan Young, who's the owner of PC Laptops, and we went through a series of the big threes, the three most inspiring quotes, the three smartest things he ever did in business, and how he became a millionaire, and more importantly, why he wants you to become one now, too. So we got together at Christopher's Prime Steakhouse to share more words of wisdom and our mutual love of lobster corn dogs. Congratulations to being ridiculously successful.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Appreciate it.
All right, so when was the big moment where you went, well, hell, this is actually working out for me?
Boy, when the computer store that I was working for, well, they sold electronics, when they went out of business, that was pretty nerve-wracking. And then when I started our company, the big breakthrough was when I started to have to hire friends because we got so busy.
First, what were the three best pieces of advice you ever got?
One of them, people who do things that other people don't want to do, have things that other people don't have.
That's a good point.
That was when one of my mentors told me that, so I was like, okay, just do it.
An example is something you did, you're like, why am I doing this one?
Cold calling the customer list from when that computer place I worked at went out of business. Just calling those customers, just hundreds of them. And they're, who are you?
Cold calling is soul destroying, but you're right. If that's how you do it. Okay.
But then it got fun. So.
Really?
They made friends.
That's true. All right, second piece of advice.
Second piece of advice, do your best. So everything, how you do anything is how you do everything. So whatever it is, fixing the toilet, fixing a computer, taking care of somebody, just do absolutely your best.
All right, third piece of advice.
Let's see, what was it, Patton that said, a good plan executed today is far better than a perfect plan next month or next week.
Are you good at that? Are you good at jumping on it like right that day, or do you like kind of puzzle it around in your mind and kind of work around the edges for a while and then like throw it out?
I always do some sort of immediate action immediately, just boom, go.
When has that worked and when has it not?
It's always worked because that first action is just getting your momentum started, and once your momentum started, you can tweak things as they go.
Okay, that makes more sense. Is there a time when you plunged into it and when you went, oh, this was a bad idea. Perhaps I should have thought this through.
Yeah. When we expanded one of our projects, we spent millions of dollars expanding it too fast, hired like 200 people. We didn't have our processes in place, and it cost a lot of money, $1 million in loss, fast.
It's interesting because I know people really, you're so well branded here as the laptop man, and so everyone knows that's who you are. Everyone expects all this when they go to you. When Todd went through your warehouse, you have these massive contracts, like these big freaking scary government contracts. When did you jump into that side of the business? Because you keep that kind of private.
Yeah, that started happening originally back in the late 90s. Because a lot of clients who would buy computers were like, hey, I happen to work for, can you solve this problem? And we found out they had a problem, we solved it, and they're like, okay, solve it. So
we can. That could work. All right, three most inspiring books or podcasts. What have you heard where you were like, this is so freaking great that I can hardly stand it? You know what I mean?
Books, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. Phenomenal book.
Okay.
How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie.
Dale Carnegie, really?
Yeah,
That's so cool.
Phenomenal. And probably, there's a new book, Be Obsessed or Be Average by Grant Cardone.
I've never heard that one.
He's a wild man, but he's awesome. No filter, that guy. Yeah.
What are some of the most interesting things about the book that made you go, this is now in my top three?
He just talks about not, in Grant Cardone's book, not feeling sorry for yourself and just executing. Stop thinking so much. Stop, procrastinating on things. Simply plan it out, take action, do your math, of course, but just get it done. Yeah, that's it.
So now when people talk to you now and they start asking you for advice, what are like the three main pieces of advice that you always give first thing out?
First things first is don't expect to get rich fast. You got to get rich probably slow, right? And that's okay. I mean, it may take a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, whatever it takes. It took me 2.5, almost 3 decades.
Oh, so you started when you were 5. That's really sweet. So that,
No.
No, I will still never accept your age, but we won't go through that again. Keep going.
So, and then be consistent in your rituals. Your physical, your financial, and your spiritual rituals. Do not deviate from them.
Now, see, that's interesting because for a lot of people, especially when they're really obsessed with business and building and success, the other two are fairly immaterial to them. The thought of caring for yourself physically and spiritually, they're like, well, yeah, I don't care. So why is this so important?
Well, if you don't have the energy, everything is fueled by energy as a human being. So if you don't have good physical energy, it's pretty difficult to execute and be enthusiastic about whatever you're working on a financial side of things. Your spiritual piece or your personal development is very important, though, because if you don't have your stability in your mind, and you don't have that peace in your mind, things can get clouded, and then you can't see your clear vision and execute correctly. So it's very important to be at peace in your mind too.
It seems like you had some new explosion of consciousness or brain or intention or what happened to you?
Well, in the beginning it was conquer, 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 grow, grow, expand, and my wife brought me into perspective. She was like, so we're doing really good. We're building all this stuff though. So how are we gonna give back? How are we gonna change the world, leave something that keeps giving and helping people? And
That's true.
She got me involved with the Nuzzles & Co. Rescue all the dogs and cats.
I know, I love the pets. That's so cool.
Yeah.
And
Ooh,
so
yum.
what drew you to... Oh. These are the lobster corn dogs.
Oh.
I have waited to try these, and I think this would be the perfect
Thank
moment
you.
for both of us. I'm just gonna move that. You have to do this. I know it's a little fried, but I think you can do this with me.
Okay.
Are you gonna do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
I have no idea. I know, really. Toast. Toast.
Yeah. That's pretty good. I could eat like 12 of these.
I'm freaking delicious.
Very good.
Oh my God.
Very good.
All right, so tell me about Operation Underground Railroad. What made you... That's an intense freaking charity.
Yeah.
And you've apparently educated yourself enough to it if you're this involved. What drew you to it?
You know, I'm not massively involved. I try to bring in friends in my network to help support it. I was brought in for some friends who really supported it. And then one of the people I consider a mentor, Tony Robbins, was really involved with it. And a lot of my friends were involved with it I didn't even know. So I was like, wow, we all have this kind of thing. We're all being drawn to this. And really helping the innocent. So I believe, obviously, dogs, cats, animals cannot rescue themselves. And either can little kids that are being trafficked and kidnapped and all this terrible stuff that's happening to them, they can't help themselves. I mean, these are the innocent. They don't have a lot of choice. And people that don't have a choice, we got to step in.
Do you think that you being a father has changed that? I mean, now that you're a dad, has it just completely altered your view of what has to happen or how important it is to save other kids?
Yeah, the value of human life. I mean, I think when you're younger, you just kind of, at least I used to just kind of filter out all the different things that are happening. But you're more sensitive to it because you can empathize and be like, wow, that could be my kid. And if you can imagine something terrible to your kid happening like that, or your dog or something, with a rescue, pet rescue, then you get some interesting feelings. And you're like, wait, I'm in a position that I can help a little bit and bring in friends to help.
I know, that's a powerful level of empathy, but it does change everything about how you view the world.
If you'd like to hear more of these amazing interviews with Dan and his Millionaire Code wisdom, all you have to do is go to the ToddandErinDailyStream.com, or you can check out his Facebook page for the Millionaire Code podcast.